17-year-old boy killed and another man injured in a North Minneapolis shooting Monday were members of a Republican congressional candidate's campaign. The Lacey Johnson campaign says they were both part of the outreach team but not performing campaign duties when the shooting happened at the intersection of North Fremont and Dowling Avenues. Police say one or more people shot at a group standing outside of a Super USA convenience store. The man taken to the hospital in serious but stable condition, and investigators are still searching for the shooters who took off on foot. Katie Johnston for WCCO4 News.
Okay, guys, so this kid right here you see on the screen right here was slain in Minneapolis. And he was a member of a Republican congressional candidate's campaign team at 17. Young man headed in the right direction. So let's see if we can figure out what happened to this young man in Minneapolis. So it says a 17-year-old boy killed and another man hurt Monday at a North Minneapolis shooting where were members of a Republican congressional candidate's campaign team. The Lacey Johnson campaign says the two victims were members of the outreach team. So that means they were probably going around knocking on doors, putting door hangers on doorknobs, canvassing neighborhoods, trying to, get people to remind people to vote, reminding people of election day, telling people about the candidate, giving people information about the candidate. They were not performing campaign duties when the shooting occurred Monday afternoon at the intersection of North Fremont and Dowling Avenues. According to the Lacey Johnson campaign, the Minneapolis police, the shooting is not believed to be politically motivated attack. Now, it is interesting that, a Republican candidate, somebody helping a Republican candidate in Minneapolis gets gunned down in broad daylight, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's immediate, it's not politically motivated. And that could be true. But it's just, Minneapolis is such a liberal, it's the most liberal city. That's where defund the police started. Remember, 3 months ago, I know you guys it feels like 10 years ago, but 3 months ago when all this started, it was Minneapolis. The mayor crying at George Floyd's casket, sobbing. His family members, what is he going to do at his family members' funeral when somebody close to him passes away? If he sobbed like that at George Floyd's funeral, what's he going to do? He's going to have to commit harakiri at one of his at a close family member's funeral. What can he do to top that? But anyway, they say it's not political, and it could not. It could be just, I canvassed before. I canvassed for John Kerry in 2004. It was a good job, $15 an hour. It was some good money. You could write down your own hour, how many hours you work. Half the time we wasn't doing shit. We was just on the clock. We go up to the place, show up in the morning, clock in, get our materials, and then just go chill for the rest of the day. Maybe canvass a couple neighborhoods just to make it look good. Make them think we was doing something. But yeah, I canvassed for John Kerry, 2004. And walking around the neighborhood, canvassing, knocking on people's doors, leaving flyers with people, leaving information on their doorknobs, little door hangers. It's a lot of time. You're young, you're just out there. Maybe these guys got into it with some guys that from one of the neighborhoods they were canvassing in. And maybe they got, it don't take a lot. All you gotta do is look at a nigga wrong, and some niggas will come back and shoot your ass, man. So that's why I'm thinking they're saying, in the fact that it was on foot, makes me think that the people ran away on foot. They probably had surveillance from the convenience store. So it's probably, they just was there. They probably they probably canvassed the neighborhood, stopped at the convenience store. One kid looked at somebody, or some bumped into somebody, or something as simple as that. Or, it could be some niggas came and killed him and shot the other guy. More will come out, but that's that's kind of like, the biggest murder that's going on in Minneapolis, the biggest murder mystery going on in Minneapolis right now. So on to our friend George Floyd, the Floyd Meister. Big Floyd, the man you niggas gave $20 million posthumously, tore up towns. You niggas walking around with shirt, niggas I see in DC walking around with George Floyd shirts on. The man who sparked the movement. This woman, Tracy Bean, she's like an undercover, she's like a inside reporter. She gets the scoops on a lot of things. She has about 250,000 followers on Twitter. I checked her out. She uncovers a lot of stuff, and it's legit as far as I can tell. It's not like a gossip. She uncovers real things. She says, well, this is interesting. From the documents in the Floyd case, the defense is asking for any and all files pertaining to Floyd's cooperation as an informant for the Minneapolis police or the FBI. Boy, oh boy. That man Floyd, so many surprises. Oh, his kids. Then you come to find out he ain't seen the 20-year-olds he ain't seen ever. They ain't even know who he was. But until like a week or two after the thing happened, then the mother told him, that's your daddy. The little girl who got her the scholarship, he ain't seen her in about 5 years. Then the old criminal cases, he full of surprises. And then when the body cam came out, he tried to use the $20 bill twice. He went in once, tried to use it. They called him, then he went right back, came out, went right back in and tried to use it again. And then he asked to lay on the ground. How he got on the ground was because he asked to be put on the ground. Because he was in the throes of just an overdose. He's full of surprises. But this one right here, this takes the cake, man. This takes the cake, my nigga. State of Minnesota, County of Hennepin. A notice of motion and motion for disclosure. The state of Minnesota, the prosecuting attorney in the above entitled case. This is against one of the officers that killed George Floyd. So this is from the last court date, right? They're asking they say, please take notice that on September 11th, 2020, at 9 a.m. or as soon thereafter, as counsel may be heard before the Honorable Peter Cahill, Judge of District Court, the defendant will move for an order as follows. So this is what the officer wants, his team wants to be brought up in the case. Disclosure of body-worn video and audio. So they want the body cam video and audio from the arrest of Mr. Floyd on May 6, 2019. So this is Floyd was arrested on May 6, 2019. And there, and the officer, Kyung, his team is asking for the video and the audio from that. Which is going to be a motherfucker when that comes out. Because George was a talkative motherfucker. What did George say when he was being arrested that day? I think we're getting some insight into this now. And it's very funny. He was scared. And then you look at his criminal record, he's been arrested 1,000 times. He been arrested 8,000 times and shit. He was scared. That's why he was acting like that. Nigga's a career criminal. Been to the pen twice for armed robbery. Nigga get arrested in his sleep. He had a heart attack, man. He was having a heart attack. He was overdosing on methamphetamines and benzos and fentanyl. That's why he was acting like that. That dude is an expert at knowing how to get arrested. That dude, if anything, if that dude know one thing, he know how to get arrested. So, the cop, Officer Kyung, is asking for also any and all files pertaining to Mr. Floyd's cooperation as an informant. Snitch. And they put snitch in quotation marks. Any and all files pertaining to Mr. Floyd's cooperation as an informant, snitch, for the Minneapolis Police Department, the FBI, or any other state or federal law enforcement agency, either before or after May 16, 2019. Woo! This includes information from ongoing and closed investigations, documents or other information prepared as part of the vetting process to become an informant, cooperator, and any police report case materials where Mr. Floyd worked as a cooperator, CI, confidential informant, CRI, concerned citizen informant, or other status. So this ain't some nigga on the street saying, oh, you a snitch. This ain't you get locked up with a bunch of dudes and they all got like warrants or whatever, or they all got on probation and you ain't got nothing, and then you get out and they get held and they say, oh, you must have snitched because you got out. But really, you got out because you ain't had no priors. And they got held because, nigga, they had warrants and shit. Niggas was on parole and shit. This ain't some stupid street shit snitching where they niggas just put a snitching bone on you. They have audio and video, and they have paperwork where they are asking for it to be put into the trial. So that, just I guess as a reference to say, like, of George Floyd's character, or they maybe they're trying to use it to, you know, besmirch his character, which is what they should do. And I don't want to hear no niggas talking about like with Breonna. Y'all just trying to make them look bad. Look, this is a legal case. You're trying to get people locked up for the rest of their lives. They're going to fight this case. They're going to pull up everything they have on George Floyd. Everything they can get their hands on. So all that shit y'all did with Breonna, they trying to make her look bad. Fuck, you trying to get them locked up for the rest of their life. Anybody on trial is going to do that. So let's go learn more, a little bit more about confidential informants and get a little deeper into this. And make sure you hit that like button. Everybody got to start hitting the like button as soon as you come in. just smash that like button. Smash it as soon as you come in. It helps beat the algorithm. The algorithm is trying to, keep things like this down. So you have to hit the like button when it moves it up on the algorithm, so we can move up on the list and more people can know about us, that we're going live. More people can, the more likes you get, the higher chance you are to be put on somebody's timeline or somebody's search homepage or whatever when they're looking for things to watch. So hit that like button as soon as you come in.
Should you make a deal with the police to become an informant? The answer to that question is coming right up. Over the years, I've helped many clients decide whether or not they should work as an informant for the police. It is not a decision to be made lightly. Working for the police can possibly help you, but also being an informant can hurt. So if you are considering working for the police as an informant, at the end of today's video, I'll give you some tips and my thoughts on how to approach that very important decision.
Now, before you laugh and joke, this guy's a very reputable lawyer down in Texas. Gustistis, whatever his name is, Gutitis. He's a very, very reputable lawyer. Very, very reputable lawyer. Has a great reputation. This is not like some kind of skit. This isn't a parody. This is the real deal, because being an informant is a very, very integral part of the street game. As far as the war on crime, cops, as far as people trying to make a living, being an informant is very lucrative. If you're a crackhead, you can make some money off of it. If you're a big time drug dealer, or you can make millions off of this. So this is not a skit. This is a legit video, because this is part of the street life. That's why you kids stay out of the streets. Stay away from this shit. Don't even get involved a little bit. All that, man, I'm smart. I don't get caught because I'm smart. You could be the smartest person in the world. You got an IQ of 200. And if your partner's a confidential informant, you're going to jail. Or if somebody you serve is a confidential informant, you're going to jail. Or if somebody in the neighborhood is a confidential informant, you're going to jail.
But before we get to that, what is an informant? What do you do when you work for the police? And what can you expect to get for yourself in return? Working as an informant basically means that you're providing information to the police in exchange for some benefit to you. If your identity is kept secret, we call that working as a confidential informant, or CI. Otherwise, you would be referred to as a named informant. But regardless of whether you're working as a CI or named informant, the police want information from you that they can quantify. For instance, the police often want to use your information to help them get search warrants from a judge. This is often accomplished as a confidential informant. But before the police can use your information confidentially, they must develop your credibility and your reliability as an informant. Once your credibility is established, and once your reliability is established, the police can then use your confidential information to get the search warrant from the judge without revealing your identity.
So, now you starting to understand? It's a dirty game out there, man. It's a dirty game out there. It's a lot of money to be made for people in the higher up ranks of this confidential informants. Like, say, let's just take the Breonna situation for instance. A lot of people like, how they get the warrant? Well, they could have had a confidential informant. And it could be a crackhead. It could have been one of the crackheads that was served at the trap house. It could have been a dealer that they scored from, or a dealer that they sold way to. It could be anybody who's working as a confidential informant. Now, they're just somebody who's in the streets giving information to the cops. Say somebody gets murdered. Like, let's take the case in California with the cops that got shot. They have their confidential informants. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, they have their confidential informants working the streets like crazy right now. They're beating the pavement, looking for any information they can get. It might be that fucking dope fiend that works on cars. He walk around the hood working on cars. Oh, Mr. Jimmy. Whole time, Mr. Jimmy, a confidential informant. Any little thing you hear about something, dudes talking, dudes in the street, and he's established his credibility and reliability because he's in the trenches. He's given them information before that's been true, that's led to convictions, that has been used in court to send people to prison. You have to establish your reliability and your credibility. So this is a relationship that's based on trust. Anybody watches The Sopranos, you saw the character Pussy. He was a confidential informant. He was working with them peoples. Okay? He's probably the best example in cinema of someone working with the feds. I mean, that's not a cop. Because, I mean, you got Deep Cover, Into Deep. There's a lot of movies that that you may know of with the cop going undercover. But we're not talking about police. We're talking about dudes in the drug game, dudes, murderers, killers, drug addicts, thieves. Okay? We're not talking about like cops putting on like a mustache and shit and changing their identity and trying to pretend like there's somebody who just came out of town or something. We're talking about people you grew up with, people from your hood, dudes you done seen kill people, dudes you done been and locked up with before, dudes that you see in the projects, in the trenches, hanging out, drinking beer and shit with the fellas and shit. Okay? That's why you stay out of this game. And that's why when the cops kicking down your door, how they find out? How they know that they ain't supposed to be able to, man, I'm smart. I did everything smart. I did everything right.
Another way the police can utilize you is working as an undercover agent, making controlled buys of illegal drugs and narcotics. These controlled buys could be videotaped or audiotaped, but eventually your identity would need to be revealed, as you may be called as a witness to testify in court to prosecute the target.
I think George Floyd was a confidential informant. I don't think he did controlled. I think if he did controlled buys, he did them as a confidential informant. And I think that it may give you some insight into why he's not in Houston anymore. He may have gotten ran out of Houston. He may have. People in Houston may have. He might have. People in Houston may have been rumors, or people may have started figuring out that he was a confidential informant. And he may have had to leave Houston because of that. I don't know. What I'm saying is all speculation. All I know is what the paperwork says, that They got audio, video, paperwork. They want it all to be presented in the case of him being a snitch. Now, being a the whole thing of doing the controlled buys is very interesting. I saw the whole thing of doing the controlled buys is something that I just don't think he was doing that as a somebody who will go and testify in court. I think he was just strictly a confidential employee. But I saw this article about this, and I think it'll give you insight into how this stuff works, and how like the nature of the streets is just so grimy. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to all my channels. It's very important that you subscribe to all of my channels, not just this one, but all of them, because I do live streams. I'll be doing a live stream very soon, sometime this week, on Living Room Gangster, and my backup channel, which is Ock Nation TV. You need to subscribe there, because that's the backup channel. You'll always be able to find me. Make sure you hit the like button as soon as you come in. Make sure you take the $5 challenge via PayPal, the Cash App, or even the Super Chat. Light that Super Chat up. Make it look like Christmas in here. So, how a confidential informant ran a North Philly drug business, all while working for the DEA. In March of 2015, a North Philadelphia drug dealer named Manuel Cruz needed help, money, and assistance in family court, where he was fighting for the custody of his daughter. You know, regular guy trying to get custody of his daughter. Sound like he needs some help, needs some ends to pay the lawyer fees. Family court can be very expensive. So Cruz contacted a Philadelphia police officer and offered something in return: information. He could give the police the inside track on a local kingpin, Naeem Gordon, who dealt in PCP and synthetic hallucinogenic drug. Cruz would sign on as a confidential source with a special drug enforcement administration task force that coordinated federal agents and Philadelphia police. During the operation, the agents placed Cruz under surveillance for controlled purchases of PCP from Gordon and his brothers at a North Broad Street stash house. So that means he's going up, the cops are observing him, watching him, or either he has a wire on or something, or he has a camera on him, a small little camera on him, but it's being observed, okay? And the money may be marked so that later on they can come back and bust the guys. And if when they go in their pocket, they find the money with the marking on it, you can't say that you didn't serve that guy, because the only way you would have got that dollar or that bill is from that guy. So it's called marked money. It's something that guys who hustle on the street always looking out for. You know what I'm saying? Or not always, but those who are hip to it are looking out for. Marked money. That's how they catch you up. They send the guy up there with a piece of money with a marking on it that only they know is there. And an insignia, something. You make the sale, the cops come up a few minutes later, bust you. You got that money on you, case closed, you might as well cop. Don't even try to take it to trial. The agents placed Cruz under surveillance for controlled purchases of PCP from Naeem Gordon and his brothers at the North Broad Street stash house. But they also left him unchecked as he stole hundreds of dollars of government money, conducted side drug deals, and arranged payments on a rolling debt to Gordon even while under the agent's watch, according to Cruz's testimony in the ensuing court case. So basically, this guy was just using the government. He took their money that they were giving him to do these controlled busts on this drug dealer, and he was still out there using drugs, building up a drug debt, a bill with the same drug dealer. He was hustling, doing his little thing on the side and all that, being a fucking criminal and a crackhead at the same time, a sherm head at the same time. He kind of played the government, but that's how it is. I mean, he gave him information about this guy, but he still was, doing his thing on the side. Cruz, who was paid hundreds of dollars for each buy, anticipated an even bigger payout when Naeem Gordon was busted. On surveillance, he can be heard telling police, "Hit him hard. I hope you get all his stash, because I need that, John." Philly niggas, man. Instead, he would ultimately be indicted as part of the same alleged PCP distribution conspiracy he helped to take down. Yet, on the basis of information Cruz delivered, federal prosecutors pursued not only Gordon, but also dozens of other men on conspiracy charges, alleging an organized drug operation. Remember I told you about conspiracy last night? All this shit y'all be talking about, they can't prove. Once they got a confidential informant in your organization, or they've been surveilling you, they've been watching you, watching your movements, tapping your phones. Listen. They don't need to find nothing when they come do the drug bust. It'll be good, but okay, they didn't find nothing. They got hours of conversations. They got hours of surveillance. They got your bank records. They got your financial records. But God forbid they got a confidential informant, someone who can testify with an anonymity. Now this guy, he played both sides, so he got caught up. But if it was one that would have been playing it straight, as much as you can, because these people are street people and criminals. These confidential informants are criminals. They low lives too. But wouldn't have, played both sides with the mark, who was the guy they were trying to take down. I mean, you can be a drug addict, be a pimp, be a pusher, be a thief and all that other stuff, but the guy we're trying to help take down, don't go into business with him other than what we're telling you to do. Just make the buy and that's it. Or just give us some information and that's it. Don't go into business. Don't become a partner in this drug ring unless we ask you to do that. So this guy Cruz, he went a lot further. He did too much, and he ended up getting caught up in the operation he was supposed to take down. But it just goes to show you how grimy, who they're dealing with. That's why the information this guy could give is so legit, and it's so reliable, and it's so credible, and he doesn't have to get on the stand. He can just say XYZ happened, and it's credible because he's in the trenches. This is not some little old lady sitting in her window calling the police saying, "I think the people across the street are selling drugs." This is a nigga who's in the house across the street, in the trap house across the street, selling drugs, or going up and making buys. Calling the police and saying, look, man, here's what's going on. And getting paid for it. It's a dirty, 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 dirty game, man. And George Floyd was involved in this. And more is going to come out. So all you George Floyd people, brace yourselves, because I know you niggas hate hearing the truth. You niggas hate the truth. You despise the truth. This just come out. Y'all believe nothing police can say. But you believe George Floyd. It's funny how these niggas love, I don't believe nothing the police say. But then they'll believe something a goddamn criminal they never met a day in their life. Never smoked a blunt with George Floyd. Never shook George Floyd's hand. Never brushed up against him in a crowded club. Don't know that nigga from Adam. And you gonna have 1,000 niggas on, man, the police just trying to do this. How this come up all of a sudden? No, it ain't come up all of a sudden. They been had it. And now that he's trying to, now that the Minnesota's trying to use his death to get a bunch of cops locked up forever, those cops are fighting the case. And they're asking for anything on Floyd that can, give insight into his character. Or help their case, help besmirch his character. And if he was a snitch getting people locked up, that's the lowest of the low, even though he was helping the police. You're getting people locked up. You're going into places buying drugs, and the drug dealer thinks you just buying drugs, or people are telling you things. You asking people, hey man, what happened to that kid over across the street, man? Oh man, yeah man, they shot that nigga. John and Man shot that nigga, man. Oh for real? Oh man. And then you go back and tell the police that shit. And they know it's true because you went in the projects and you tell them, oh yeah, Quantavious told me, man. Their partner, their little partner, Quantavious. I know him. He good friends with them. He told me that he was there when it happened at the dice game. Okay? So they know your information is real because they know you be in the project. They know you be in the hood. They know all these players. So now all of a sudden they go on picking up Man and John, and Man and John like, only person around there was Quintavious. Quintavious must be snitching. Nah, Quintavious ain't snitching, but Quintavious talked too much. He told George, and George went back and he told the confidential informant, and the confidential informant went back and told the police. And the information is deemed as reliable and credible just because the confidential informant has such a track record of bringing them information that's led to other convictions. This motherfucking confidential informant may have gotten 100 people locked up. May have given them all types of information in return for money. I mean, they're paying them for it, but over the years, all types of information over the years.
Informing for the police can help you work off your own charges that might lead to a dismissal of your case. Being an informant and working for the police can also lead to a reduction of your charges to maybe something less serious than what you had originally been arrested for. Also, working for the police as an informant could possibly lead to a very specific plea bargain result, like probation or deferred adjudication. And then, of course, sometimes informants who provide information to the police leading to successful arrests and prosecutions simply get paid money. While you work as an informant, you continue to maintain relationships with people who may be a bad influence upon you and who may lead you into temptation. If you're hanging out with drug dealers in order to provide information to the police for search warrants, those people may tempt you to use drugs again or engage in other kinds of behavior that may put your health at risk.
That's exactly what happened to George Floyd. He was out. He was supposed to. He was on parole. He wasn't supposed to be using drugs and all that stuff. He was out there using his health. He had a heart attack. He died of his a drug overdose while he was being pinned to the ground. An illegal police maneuver, a maneuver used thousands of times by the Minneapolis Police Department and other police departments. It's not legal in every state, but it's legal in a lot of jurisdictions. That maneuver is used thousands and thousands of times. Nobody ever dies, except for George Floyd and Tony Temple. He had a heart attack, and he fucked himself up living in the streets when he was supposed to just be out there. I guess from what I think we're going to learn when all this paperwork and all this audio comes out from 2019, that he was just out there supposed to be a confidential informant, going around, hanging out with drug dealers, hanging out with street people, being in the streets, getting information and going back and giving it to the police in return for money.
If you're hanging out with drug dealers in order to provide information to the police for search warrants, those people may tempt you to use drugs again or engage in other kinds of behavior that may put your health at risk. Secondly, the people who you are informing upon are potentially dangerous people. There's an old saying in informant work that snitches often get stitches. And third, the police often require that you sign a confession to your original charges before they let you work as an informant for them. If your informant agreement does not work out as anticipated, that confession can be used to prosecute you in court for your original charges. If you are considering working for the police as an informant, first consult with an experienced criminal defense lawyer in that local area. Those experienced attorneys will know how the police utilize informants, what kind of agreements that you may have to enter into with them, and whether or not you'll need to sign a confession. Secondly, work with that same attorney to evaluate the strength and the weaknesses of the original charges that you're trying to work off. Why be an informant unless you have to be? You might be able to beat those original charges in court.
Okay, you see these gentlemen on this picture? Now, after seeing this very informative video that you could only see on channels like this, or on this channel, to be specific, how do you think this guy, Eric Holder, felt when Nipsey Hussle approached him in a crowded shopping center parking lot with a few gangsters around, Eric Holder's girlfriend around, other people just shopping and milling around, and called him out as a snitch and told him that because he was a snitch that he had to leave. That no, he didn't have any paperwork on Eric, but he had heard that there was some, and that, you know, it wasn't safe for him to be around here, so he needed to leave. Now this is a guy Eric Holder has rolling 60s tatted all over his body. He's a known shooter. Like, he gets busy. You know? His gun is not cold. His gun is warm to the touch. And if he was, I think that even if Nip had pulled him to the side, like, hey, yo, come here. Step over here with me. Hey, man. Look, man. Hey, I heard that, you know, you out here, you know, Nigga saying you out here snitching and shit. There's some paperwork on you, man. Oh, man, just be careful, man. But yeah, man, don't be around here, man. You know, clear that shit up before you come around me, man. I can't have you around me. You can't be around here. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and roll out and, you know, whatever, you know. And go clear that up first. Your music, nah, I ain't trying to hear that shit right now. But yeah, if you clear that shit up, I'll help you out with your music. All right, man. Dapper, peace. I think even then, even if Nip would have did it like that, that dude would have been mad enough to kill Nip. Because if he's not an informant, if Eric Holder's not an informant, if he's not an informant, he know you out here. Some people is talking about it. You, Big Nipsey Hussle, a man with a voice and a platform, has heard it. Somebody told you to talk about it. You done obviously told somebody else, because niggas don't keep secrets like that. And that's a bad bone to put out in a dangerous neighborhood like the Rolling 60s. And I feel bad, like, because it was so tragic and it was such a blip on the radar. It wasn't part of the plan. Nip was supposed to live. That wasn't supposed to happen. If he never would have said that to that guy, Nip was protected. He was off limits. Nip was always in all the projects. He pull up in all the projects with couple $100,000 worth of jewelry on, and nobody even think about robbing him. He was loved. He had a crew. He had protection. That he had a bodyguard aside from these niggas that just loved him and to die for him. That one conversation, that one day, and that dude knew that he had to get Nip now. If he would have waited, he knew Nip got a bodyguard. He knew Nip got some serious niggas that roll with him. It was just a 10 minute in time, and he's like, man, I gotta do this now. If I wait, I ain't never gonna have another chance. I ain't never gonna have another chance to get this nigga. I might not. I might be dead. This nigga done put niggas think I'm a snitch. And all you got is your reputation. 48 laws of power say guard your reputation at all costs. Guard your reputation at all costs. Destroy your enemy totally. Eric Holder, even though what he did was just disappointing and hurt a lot of people, including me, from his perspective, being just a rando, like low-level gang member, just some random shooter. He ain't no big-time drug dealer. He ain't no triple OG. He just some random nigga from the hood. Like, if you live in a hood, you know, it's a bunch of them niggas that'll kill your ass. There's a bunch of just random niggas that are just dangerous. Even if they not, like, made men or big-time topper dudes, they just dangerous because they'll shoot your ass if they get a gun on them. Some niggas don't got guns. They gotta go ask somebody for a gun, or you lucky niggas, or they stab you, or they beat you up, or they fight you, or they cuss you out. Nigga got hold them back. You do the whole fight thing, like hold me back, man. Let me go, man. Let me get that thing. This nigga had 2 guns in the car, but he put that mark on that man. That mark. That man could not. He was like, oh, nah, I can't. And the thing about it is, in the 2 years, it's been 2 years, nothing has come out. We already getting snitch allegations against George Floyd, and that been 3 months ago. This whole thing with Eric Holder and Nipsey is about snitching. That's the crux of the whole issue. And a year and a half later, we ain't heard nothing about Eric Holder being a snitch. No, not even a little, like, whisper or some kind of leak. No leaks from his, like, yeah, oh yeah, he gave us this info. Nothing. So it's very possible that Eric Holder wasn't no snitch and Nip got some bad information. Shit, leave the streets alone. Leave all that shit alone. There's nothing cute about it. The other day, I was in the grocery store parking lot making a video, and I was watching the little kids that go retrieve the carts and take them back to the front of the store so that the customers can use the shopping carts. Customers just leave the shopping carts wherever their car is. They don't always put them back in the little docking bay. But I was looking at them little kids. I'm like, these little kids probably make like $10 an hour. These little kids make more. Do you understand being on the streets, getting locked up? Say you make $30,000 a year on the street. Let's just say you a low hand dime rocks and hand to hand whatever, or whatever small denominations of hand to hand shit you selling on the street. Say you make $50,000 a year, right? Then you get locked up and you go to jail for 2 years. So in that 3-year period, you made $16,500 a year, and them little boys pushing them carts in a grocery store parking lot. They gonna make $30,000 a year, and I had to worry about niggas shooting at them. Now I had to worry about police running up on them. Now I have to worry about niggas stealing their pack, their stash. When they got their shit stashed in the bushes, some niggas stealing it. They ain't got to worry about hand to hand with crackheads and shit and dope fiends. They ain't got to worry about looking over their shoulder, jealousy. They ain't got to worry about being out all hours of the night, hanging on the block, catch a charge, going to court. Snitches, confidential informant, you don't know who's. Them little kids pushing them carts, going retrieving them carts. What they call them, lot techs. Now the PC culture, they got a name for it. So they used to be called I forgot what they used to be called, but now they're called lot techs. So they bring the carts back. Them little boys. And then also the guys who bag the groceries, who stand by the cashier, but they when the cashier rings it up and pushes it over, they put it in the bag and whatnot. These are low-level jobs at the supermarket. They get better off than fucking being on the block. Only thing you get on the block is credit. You a real nigga and shit. You from the trenches, you from the hood, and you doing all this shit. All you get is like status. Some hood chick on give you some booty or some, but some nigga you might go somewhere and some nigga, hey yo, what's up? Yeah, he a real nigga. I mean, you might go to jail and niggas know you, but it ain't. You better off being a lot tech or a grocery bagger than being in the fucking streets. Get in the comment section, man. Peace.